Como saben, en este programa amamos la comida, amamos los deportes y amamos muchísimo más cuando leyendas del deporte como la NFL abren lugares para ir a atascarnos de comida a lo grande. Y es el caso de Emmitt Smith, el legendario corredor de la NFL, campeón con los Vaqueros de Dallas, que hace unos meses abrió en Las Vegas su primer restaurante que se llama Emmitt's Vegas. Y además, creo que es un paso muy complicado. Muchos atletas lo han intentado y no siempre ha funcionado. Yo recuerdo por ahí, de repente, el de Michael Jordan en Chicago, ¿no? Etcétera. Pero el de Emmitt Smith ha logrado no solamente atraer digamos, clientes por Emmitt Smith, sino que en sus primeros 6 meses ha sido nombrado ya como uno de los mejores restaurantes para ir a cenar de todas Las Vegas. Y nos da muchísimo gusto saludar a la leyenda misma, Emmitt Smith. Hey, how are you, Emmitt? Very nice to talk with you. Congratulations on the restaurant.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I was just explaining to the audience that your restaurant has been named one of Las Vegas' top dining destinations. And I mean, it's like a marquee sign for any restaurant, but especially for one of the very athletes on the NFL history.
Well, yes, it has been named one of the best restaurants in Las Vegas when it comes down to Open Table and some other publications. We feel very good about our restaurant. We feel like it's a beautiful restaurant. It's an inviting restaurant. The food quality is excellent. And we've been getting a lot of rave reviews around the food. Service is one of the things that we try to take pride in. And, you know, there's always room for improvement in anything that we all do. And so, but I'm very proud of where we are right now and hoping to continue to earn the right to have people coming to the restaurant and dine with us on a repeated basis.
And talking about the restaurant, why did you choose Las Vegas to place your restaurant there? You're born in Florida, you were a Gator in college, you're a marquee name in Dallas. So why you choose Las Vegas to your restaurant?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. And I asked myself the same thing. Why did I not choose Dallas or Florida? But Las Vegas presented a unique opportunity. And the opportunity to do something very different in Vegas. And the location was a killer location right across from the Wynn Hotel and right across the street from Palazzo and Treasure Island and right in front of Fashion Show Mall right there on the strip of Las Vegas. Millions of visitors coming into and out of the mall. It was a great location. And so one thing I do understand in terms of real estate, location is extremely important, and we try to take advantage of that.
Let us translate, Emmitt. Estamos platicando con la leyenda Emmitt Smith, uno de los mejores corredores en la historia de la NFL, que ha abierto un restaurante delicioso en Las Vegas. Max, le preguntabas justo, oye, a ver, tú fuiste a Florida en la universidad, eres figura de los Vaqueros de Dallas, ¿por qué abrir tu restaurante en Las Vegas, ¿no? Y un poco lo que nos platicaba era precisamente la oportunidad del local, ¿no? Es decir, la ubicación, el poder estar ahí cerca del palazzo. Decía, bueno, la ubicación era muy especial y era una gran oportunidad también para intentar algo especial para Las Vegas, ¿no?
Exacto, por ahí decía como 1,500 eyeballs, ¿no? Que pasan 1,500 personas al día viendo directamente el restaurante.
Exactamente. Looking back at your career, what would you say was the most defining moment that shaped you as a player and as a person and now as a restaurant entrepreneur?
Well, I think one of the most defining moments of my career occurred in '92 when we played the New York Giants in New York, and I hurt my shoulder. For some reason, that game stands out to so many people in terms of showing the heart and character and the gut and glory of the game itself. But most importantly, it defined me as a football player. And that we were able to win that game. We were able to go to the Super Bowl again that year and win the Super Bowl that year. It was a magical year for me because of a number of different reasons.
I mean, it was a great season as well for you and for the Dallas Cowboys. And also, I would say that, I mean, being in a kitchen on a restaurant is all about performance, you know, like everything has to be perfect for the client, for the people who is attending. And there are some symmetry with being on the field. Do you find this kind of approach as well now that you are on a restaurant?
The one thing about life, even in football and life, and even in the restaurant business or in business in general, nothing is ever, ever, ever perfect. You can strive for perfection as much as you want to, but I have a deep understanding that because even if you get to a place of having 100% correct, you're always looking at where you made mistakes at and how you could have improved. And even if you make 100%, you have made mistakes along the way. So there's no such thing as everything perfect. And even in the restaurant business itself, we strive to be our very best, to make sure that the food quality is consistent, make sure that the service when you come into the front door is consistent, make sure that we're getting things out on time. I have a team of men and women that's at the restaurant that is striving to do the same thing.
You play behind one of the greatest offensive lines in the NFL story. So I want to ask, how much of your success did you attribute to them, and how did that chemistry develop over the years?
You know, everything is a team sport, no doubt. Everything I've done has been a team sport. Even in business and restaurant business is a team sport. I'm only as good as some of the resources that I have around me. And I had some very, very good resources. My offensive linemen were and grew to become, if not the best offensive line in the National Football League history, but the best offensive line in the 90s. We all grew together. We all came in similar fashion and had to forge and build the Dallas Cowboys organization and offensive line and offense to the level that we were able to get it at. And so I'm very fortunate and blessed. And I would never tell anyone that I became successful by myself, because at the end of the day, it is a team sport and it requires the participation of so many different people. And it requires us to be on the same page and operating at a high level on a consistent basis for a period of time. It's the same things that I expect from my chef, from my servants, and everyone else that's working in the restaurant, to provide that kind of quality service on a consistent basis.
And now that we mentioned a bit of football, I wanted to talk to ask you about your perspective on the running back position. In the few years, in the past decade or so, the running back position has been changing and has been adapting to different committee running backs. But now, in the modern days, like the past year or so, the future backs are back. And I wanted to ask you about what's your perspective on it.
Well, we're not quite back yet, but there's only been a few feature backs that has gained their notoriety that they absolutely deserve. And that's Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley this particular year. But there's others out there like Josh Jacobs and others, the two running backs that they got in Detroit. But nonetheless, the running back position has never gone anywhere. It's just a matter how offensive coordinators choose to utilize them.
And how do you expect from Saquon Barkley on the Super Bowl?
I like Saquon Barkley. I do understand if I'm trying to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, the one person I don't want to beat me is Saquon Barkley. And he has proven that he can, if you give him space, give enough room, he's tough to bring down. And that in itself makes a huge difference for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that would be the one thing that I would say. He's had an excellent football season. He deserves the MVP. There's no questions about it. Hands down, he's had the best season out of all the quarterbacks, including the running backs as well.
I mean, if I'm going for the first time in the next few weeks or months, what should I pick from the menu?
All right. That's a great question. There are so many quality things that we have on the menu. My favorite dish is the tomahawk. My favorite dish also is the butter cake. Then you can go to the sauteed mushrooms are excellent. We also have the mac and cheese is incredible. The sushi is unbelievable.
I'm starving.
I'm hungry too.
Finally, I want to. I mean, I have to ask about the Cowboys because during your era, the Cowboys were a dynasty, one of the greatest teams in the NFL. And now, despite having some talented rosters, they struggle to make a deep playoff runs. What's missing on the Cowboys? What's wrong on the team?
A true identity as an organization, from a branding standpoint, the organization has done an excellent job of branding the Dallas Cowboys and creating this frenzy around the brand itself. They've done an excellent job. But that has not translated into the football operations aspect of who the Dallas Cowboys really are. I think there's a brand disconnect in terms of selling the Dallas Cowboys on a global basis versus the performance of the Dallas Cowboys as an organization from a football standpoint. And until they identify who they really want to be and who they have been in the past and how to move the past forward and make it more modern times, I think we're going to continue to have these kind of disconnects.
That's good. That's good. Well, congratulations on the restaurant. I mean, you have a lot of fans in Mexico. So have you ever considered maybe open a branch of your restaurant in Mexico?
Having one restaurant is hard enough. And I like to grow from within. So in the restaurant business, creating a culture, having people grow and mature in that culture, and not only grow in that culture, but also develop in that culture so you can start to expand from within. That kind of training, that kind of experience, and that kind of development is what's required. And that takes time. Vegas itself is a transient city. And so you got people coming from all over the world. So if we can get people from all over the world coming into the restaurant on a consistent basis, it gives us the ability to look outwardly and say, yes, it's time to expand to Mexico City. Yes, it's time to expand back to Dallas and Florida and other places.
Cancun could be a nice place for you as well.
Cancun could be.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk with you. Congratulations on the restaurant. We aim to be there very, very soon and hope to talk with you again.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Es Emmitt Smith, una leyenda de la NFL.